How's it going, everyone? This is Daniel. In this video, we are going to be talking about SoFi stock. We're going to go over why SoFi stock is having one of the best years so far. We're going to be talking about what analysts are saying. We have several analysts that came out and raised their price targets. We also going to be hearing from the CEO of SoFi, and we're going to cover what to expect for SoFi stock for the next few months. What could potentially happen for the company? What are some key price point levels that we need to watch out for SoFi? So make sure you stay tuned. Now let's get right into the video. As you can see over here, we have SoFi stock sitting at $8.12. We're up 4.91% on the day. When you look at overall performance for 5 days, SoFi is up 14%, 1 month 50%, 6 months 87%, and then year to date in 2023, it is up 80.44%. So it's having one of the best years so far. This is mainly because of what's been happening with the policy changes when it comes to student loans. So we are going to go back to people paying their student loans, and SoFi is one of those companies that can actually help students that have student loans. They can refinance with SoFi, and they could potentially use SoFi to pay their student loans to the federal government, and in turn SoFi is definitely going to be benefiting. You can see we have SoFi at Work launches student loan verification service to help employees pay off student loan debt while also saving for retirement. So they're also providing more tools for people to use SoFi if they have student loans, so they can refinance them through SoFi, and so they can use them to potentially start paying off their student loans. So that is the major thing that helps SoFi stock potentially go higher and higher. We've been seeing a lot of price target changes coming up left and right. We've seen one of the maximum price targets we talked about a few days ago was that around $9.50. We're getting close to that price point today. We also have a price target change from $5 to $5.50. Even though it's not big, but they are, trending in the right direction. So that is going to be one of the important things that you want to see. We're getting multiple price target changes, increases coming out for SoFi. That can definitely help the stock potentially continue the momentum of going higher and higher. As you can see, it has non-stop breaking out to the upside. So overall, SoFi is providing student loan borrowers better opportunities to compare to other companies, other banks, and etc. So let's hear from the CEO. He did an interview yesterday. We're going to be going over exactly what he is talking about when it comes to the student loans, what this company is going to provide them in the future. He also talks about AI, and then we're going to come back and then go over what to expect for SoFi for the next few days.
SoFi shares coming off their best week in nearly 2.5 years. The stock surging as the newly signed debt ceiling deal included a restart to student loan payments. Our Bob Pisani live at the Piper Sandler Global Exchange Conference for an exclusive interview right now with SoFi CEO Anthony Noto. Bob, take it away.
All right. Hi, Scott. Good to see you. Anthony, thanks very much for joining me. I just want to follow up on what Scott said right there. Congress has ended the student loan pause. Students are going to have to start repaying their loans. What does this mean for you?
Well, first of all, it was really important that we gave people the relief over the last 3 years not to have to pay their federal student loans. They could deal with COVID and the pandemic, but that's been over for about a year. So we really thank the representatives in Washington for making that bipartisan decision. I think now what it means is consumers that have federal student loans should look to refinance. We can really help them out. If they have interest rates that are in the high 6s, high 7%, we can save them money. If they have a term of 10 years, we can help them lower that payment. So as an example, if someone has $70,000 of student loans, which is our typical student loan refinancing, and they have a 10-year term at a 6% rate, their monthly payment's going to be about $775. Now, they haven't been paying that $775 for the last 3 years, so it's going to be an incremental burden for them likely in this environment. If they want to extend that to 20 years, they could lower that payment at 6% to $500 a month. Now, 20 years will cause them to pay a lot more than 10 years, but they can still pay at the same rate that they want and have that flexibility. Yeah. So people can save by refinancing at a lower rate. If they have high rates, they could save on a monthly basis to look for a chance to refinance at lower rates by spreading out over the term. And we think people will do both. We're already seeing people do the second of extending the term.
You were founded years ago to provide more affordable options for student loan payments, essentially. But you've expanded now. You're in personal loans, student loans, home loans. What is the state of the consumer right now? You have a view into a lot of loan business. Tell us what the consumer's doing right now.
Sure. For the viewers that don't know, we're in the loans that you mentioned, plus we do checking and savings account. We are a bank. We also have a brokerage account. We have insurance and we have credit card. And in the most recent quarter ended in March, we grew about 43% year over year. So there's a lot of demand in revenue. There's a lot of demand for our products. And we're continuing to see really strong deposit growth. We're continuing to see members pay their loans on time. And we're continuing to see them spend at a high rate.
So you're not seeing an increase in loan losses, for example?
We are still below the rates that we saw in 2019. There is a move towards normalization, but they're still below the levels that were back in 2019. And I'd say our consumer, important for the viewer to understand, is more of a high-end consumer, $100,000 of household income or more, and FICO scores above 680, but so far stable activity across paying loans, deposits, and spending.
You mentioned that you could save money to help people refinance their loans out there, particularly students' loans. The curve seems to imply that rates might be coming down. What does that mean? What happens when rates go down? How is that going to help you, and how is that going to help consumers?
Yeah, for consumers that are looking to buy homes, as rates come down, they'll be able to do that at more affordable prices. For consumers that have homes and need to refinance their mortgage, they'll be able to refinance at lower rates. And then those that have student loans, they can refinance with SoFi as many times as they want without penalty and without cost. There's no frictional cost, no closing costs. So they could refinance now and spread the payment out over a longer time period to lower the monthly payment. But they also could then refinance when rates go lower, as they're anticipated to do as we go into 2024 and 2025. The other thing that's important to note is as rates go lower, there will be less to make in checking and savings accounts, but we'll likely be able to continue to provide a really attractive rate for them.
My colleague Scott Wapner has a question. Scotty.
Anthony, it's so good to have you on Closing Bell. Welcome back. You know, I just had a conversation about sort of where we are with all of this AI mania and the hype around it and the hope that has sent a lot of these stocks higher. And I'm gonna send you back to your younger days, to 1999. You're the internet analyst at Goldman Sachs, and you had a front row seat to how all of that led up in some respects and then how it dramatically ended. So do you view anything from this period right now with similarity to back then? I'd love it through the prism of your eyes.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of hype around AI. There are companies that are changing their names to AI and companies changing their URL addresses or finding some way to put it in the description of their company. And consumers need to watch out for that. They need to protect themselves. The question they should ask a CEO or a management team that's prognosticating about AI is, how much revenue do you think you'll generate incrementally from AI? What's the specific amount of cost that you're going to generate from AI? And really get to tangible results that will impact the performance of that company. I think from a consumer perspective, they're going to benefit a tremendous amount. The question remains, will that translate into better revenue or better profits for company? For SoFi, we use it in our chat bot, which allows us to use natural language AI to better answer consumers' questions, which does result in faster resolution times, lower contacts per customer, and also the ability to be able to provide more comprehensive answers across other areas of the company.
So what to expect for SoFi? So SoFi is breaking out aggressively. As I mentioned, one of the price targets that we're looking at is going to be $9.50. That was one of the price targets given by one of the analysts that we talked about in the past. We are seeing a breakout happening in the short term. If it can continue to push, we could potentially see SoFi going to $9 and potentially going to the teens, which is around $10. That could be the short-term price target for the next few months to come if we don't have any kind of a massive pullback that can happen. But in the short term, it definitely extended a little bit. Maybe it might pull back a little bit, but continue overall to breaking to the upside is what to expect for SoFi stock. But let me know in the comments below, what do you think about SoFi stock? Have you gotten into SoFi stock? It had a lot of opportunity for people to invest in this company several times because it's been pulling back all the way to $4. Even in the beginning of the year, it was sitting at close to $4, $3, and etc. So it's given a lot of opportunity for people to buy into it, but right now it's definitely breaking out to the upside. But let me know in the comments below what you think about SoFi stock. I'd love to hear your opinion. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on notification bell. Make sure you hit the like button too. But I'll catch you guys on another video. Have a wonderful day.